Today, we are going to tackle one of the biggest challenges when you're working with AI, how to stop guessing and start getting the results you actually want. We're going to turn your AI prompting from a frustrating art form into a reliable, repeatable science.
So, does this sound familiar? You're getting these generic, kind of unhelpful, or sometimes just plain weird responses from your AI? You feel like you're just throwing words at the screen and just hoping for the best? Look, if that's you, you are not alone. But what if I told you there's a way to actually architect the perfect response every single time?
Well, that's exactly where the clear framework comes in. And listen, this isn't just another list of tips, it's a full-on system. I want you to think of it as 5 powerful levers of control that let you precisely engineer what the AI gives you back. It's how we move from inconsistent art to reliable science.
Okay, so here's the plan. We'll start with that big shift from art to science. Then we're going to dive into each of those 5 levers. C for context, L for controlling the length and output, E for examples, A for audience, and R for the response format. Let's do it.
All right, let's kick things off with the big idea here. We're talking about moving beyond just having a simple chat with an AI. We want to get professional-grade results that you can count on time and time again. So here it is, the whole framework at a glance. Context, length, examples, audience, and response format. Think of these as a series of decisions you make, each one building on the last to create a really powerful, effective prompt. Let's start with the absolute foundation, context. Okay, time to pull our first lever, context. This is all about setting the stage, right? Making sure the AI knows exactly what role it's supposed to play. So by defining the AI's role, its main goal, and any background info it needs, you create these crucial boundaries. What this does is it filters the AI's gigantic knowledge base, forcing it to focus only on what's relevant. And that, right there, drastically reduces the chance of it making stuff up or giving you those weird hallucinations. Just look at the power of this. You're not just asking a generic AI to look at a report. No, you are summoning the specific expertise of a retired forensic accountant. That one simple phrase instantly changes everything: the vocabulary, the perspective, and for sure the quality of the entire analysis. Now for our second lever, L, which stands for length, but it's really about overall output control. It's way more than just how long the response is. It's about fine-tuning the AI's creativity, its structure, and believe it or not, even how much you're spending on the query. Now, if you're working with an AI through an API, you get access to some really powerful settings. The most important one is probably temperature. The best way to think of it is as a creativity dial. You turn it up for brainstorming or writing poetry. You turn it way down for fact-based Q&A type stuff. It's an amazing tool for dialing in the exact kind of response you need.
And here are your other critical controls. Max length, that's basically your budget lever. It stops the AI from rambling on forever and saves you money on tokens, which are kind of like the little pieces of words the AI thinks in. Stop sequences are perfect for structure, like telling the AI to stop a list after exactly 10 items. And finally, you've got these penalty sliders to stop it from repeating the same words or ideas over and over.
All right, let's get to our third lever, which is E for examples. This is where we stop telling the AI what we want and we start showing it. Okay, so a prompt without any examples is called a zero-shot prompt. You ask a direct question and you'll get a direct answer, but it's often going to be super generic with no real style or personality. It's quick, sure, but it's kind of boring. But this is where a few-shot prompt becomes a game changer. By giving it just 1 or 2 examples of the kind of output you want, you basically teach the model the exact pattern and tone to follow. It is an incredibly efficient way to get customized results without the headache of fine-tuning the entire model. Now it's time to pull the audience lever. This is all about tailoring the message so it has the biggest impact. Because let's be honest, a brilliant answer is totally useless if your audience doesn't get it. Let's imagine we're explaining a pretty complex AI topic like retrieval augmented generation, or RAG. For an academic, you can go all in with the jargon, right? Dense vector retrieval, they'll know exactly what you're talking about because they have the expertise. But try that with a CEO, and their eyes are going to glaze over. For them, all that technical talk is just noise. You have to adapt. So here, the explanation focuses purely on the business impact, data security, fewer errors, and a competitive edge. It's the same topic, but a completely different language. And for someone who's totally new to this, you use a powerful analogy. Describing RAG as an AI that has its own secure digital library,
Well, that makes the concept instantly click for anyone, no matter what their background is. That's the power of the audience lever.
And here we are at our final lever. And honestly, for automation, this might be the most crucial one of all, R for response format. This is what turns a cool AI output into something that's actually useful for other machines and applications.
If you don't give it any direction, an AI will just spit out a wall of text like this. Sure, all the right information might be buried in there, but it's a total mess. A person has to read through it, and another computer program? Forget it. It can't do anything with this automatically. But if you specifically ask for a structured format like a markdown table, you get this. It's the exact same information, but it's perfectly organized. Now it's not just text anymore, it's data. It's ready to be plugged into a project management tool, a database, you name it.
So here's the bottom line. Specifying the format turns your AI from just a conversationalist into a reliable data generation engine. It's what makes true automation possible, because the output is predictable and machine-readable every single time.
So let's bring it all home. These are your 5 levers of control. Context gives the AI its identity. Length and output controls set the limits. Examples teach it the style. Audience styles in the delivery. And finally, the response format makes sure the output is actually useful. When you use them all together, that's the key to getting professional-grade results.
So, the only question left is, how clear is your next prompt going to be? Seriously, try this. Take the last 3 prompts you wrote and run them through this checklist. I guarantee you'll find a way to make them sharper and your results way, way better.